This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. National Under-19 footballer Omar Leng fatally shot in drive-by. National Under-19 footballer and the Cavalier Football Club striker Omar Leng has been fatally shot in a drive-by on Charles Street in West Kingston. The news understands that Leng was celebrating his 18th birthday when he was shot. Leng was the leading goal scorer for St. Andrew Technical High School last year in the ISA Digicel Manning Cup competition. Elderly man dies after collapsing near hospital in Manchester. An elderly man yesterday died after collapsing in the vicinity of the Mandeville Regional Hospital in Manchester. It's reported that the man was along the roadway when he collapsed. He was assisted to the nearby hospital by the police. He was subsequently pronounced dead. The deceased is yet to be identified by the police. Head of the Manchester Police Superintendent Lloyd Darby says that the incident is being treated as a case of sudden death. Engineers accused of defrauding NWC freed. Engineers Donovan Bessador and Jess Goss have been freed of allegations of defrauding millions from the National Water Commission. They were accused of defrauding the water company of $7.3 million in relation to work done on water mains in the Kingston Gardens area in 2012. The men were accused of submitting a false claim for security services that were not provided and for a bill that was allegedly forged. The case dragged on in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court for more than 5 years before they were freed last week. The men were freed on a no-case submission made by Queen's Counsel K.D. Knight and Attorney-at-Law Christopher Townsend, who represented the men. During cross-examination, a prosecution witness admitted that the documents sent to the NWC were a proposal to be negotiated between the accused and the NWC. The proposal was sent on a letterhead provided by a security company, which the prosecution treated as a bill. The witness said that the work to be done was on an emergency basis and that all the financial arrangements were not made prior to the accused embarking on the job. The witness said because of the nature of the area, security was needed for personnel and equipment. Following the testimony of the witness, the attorneys submitted that the prosecution did not prove the charge against the men. The judge upheld the submissions and freed the men. Pain and shock after criminals kill a 3-year-old and a man in quiet Hanover community. The pain of losing a loved one was evident on the face of Merle Lewis. "Him gone like that," the elderly woman lamented on Thursday, hours after her grandson, 27-year-old beekeeper Tavares Stevens, and 3-year-old Kamal Williams had been shot dead by criminals traveling in a Toyota Axio motor car. Stevens and the little boy were among a group of people standing outside a small wooden shop in this normally quiet community when the gunmen attacked at approximately 7 p.m. Wednesday. A second man who was also shot during the drive-by has been hospitalized. Lewis was unable to hold back the tears as she described her grandson as her favorite relative. He had grown up in the church and was not a troublemaker, she told the news. Stevenson's sister, who gave her name only as a Sushi, said that the murder has left the family badly shaken. "I am heartbroken. He's my favorite brother," she said before breaking down in tears. One resident who gave his name as Mr. Burgess said the shooting had left him distraught and shocked. "We always hear about it in other places on the news, but me never know said this one would have come so close to we now. For community is usually quiet and nice. The whole we live as one," he said. Police say the shooting may have been payback for an attack that took place later last month. "We know that it is a reprisal to a March 26 shooting that occurred in the same space," Assistant Commissioner of Police Clifford Chambers, who is in charge of Area 1, told the news. The police have relentlessly pursued the persons who are responsible for that shooting, and we were not able to arrest them, but we know that they have fled from the space and out of the parish, he added. ACP Chambers said the rugged terrain of the Cascade community, which the police do not consider a crime hotspot, had hampered efforts to nab the perpetrators of Wednesday's incident. "We were not able to get the kind of investigative traction that we would have wanted, but we have a clear idea of what it is that they are looking for and now we are doing some operations in St. James and a section of Hanover, he said, adding that the victims of Wednesday evening's attack were innocent people. They were in the vicinity of the man who is alleged to have shot this man on March 26, ACP Chambers said. Opposition leader meets with a grieving family of drowned 12-year-old. Opposition leader Mark Golding on Thursday urged the government to address what he said were deficiencies in Montego Bay's drainage system, shortcomings which he intimidated had contributed to Tuesday's flooding that claimed the life of a 12-year-old girl and left her grandmother missing. His comments came during a lengthy visit with little Janelle Walters' parents in the Cornwall Court community of the western city. Here we are in Montego Bay, and I've been here fairly recently in similar circumstances where the infrastructure of the city is really not adequate for the rainfall. So we have flooding, regular flooding, and now we've lost their lives from this flooding, he said. Flanked by a number of his senior party members, the PNP president urged the government to find a solution. This is a serious issue that needs to be addressed, and I call on the government to really look at the situation in Montego Bay in relation to how the drainage system is not working and what needs to be done, Golding urged. Yes, roads are wonderful. We've been building excellent roads in Jamaica for decades, but some of the basic infrastructure that is needed so that people can live and survive the daily routines without danger is lacking, he chided. However, on the issue of drainage, there might be some relief on the horizon. As Member of Parliament for St. James Central, Roy Clark divulged that a study has been commissioned. We hope that whatever the study brings about, that it will help to alleviate the situation that we have now presently in Montego Bay. We do understand that sections of Montego Bay are below sea level, and so the runoff is not as easy as it should be, he said. During Thursday's visit with the grieving family, Golding expressed his condolence and promised to provide some level of support, even though he was unable to give specifics. It's a terrible tragedy for one family to lose a promising, lovely daughter in her first year of high school, and of course the grandmother, the father's mother, who is still missing. So they don't really have closure around that, he told the media after talks with the youngster's mother, Christine Gilbert, and Janelle's father, Nicholas Walters. It's a difficult time, obviously, for them, but I assured them that Jamaica loves them and is praying for them and wishes them to have this journey to be as painless as possible, although the pain is so deep, the opposition leader continued. He had spoken to Gilbert by phone on Wednesday, he said, and there will be internal discussions on the potential help the PNP can offer. We have had an excellent dialogue. I think we have connected emotionally, and I would like to assist in any way that I can, but right now we haven't had any discussions around that yet, Golding said. It was really a privilege to have them welcome me into their home just now and share their feelings and thoughts with me, and it allowed me to express my sympathies and sorrow at what they are going through, and to wish them all the support and love as they go through their bereavement, he added. Gilbert said the visit helped. We really appreciate it because at this time, any support that we are getting, it doesn't matter from who, we really appreciate it, she said. She added that though the loss of her child has left her empty and numb, the support received from Thursday's visit helps to give us strength and to uplift our spirit. Janelle and her grandmother, 68-year-old Beryl Walters, were washed away in the rushing waters of the Barnett River after flood waters pushed the car in which they were traveling into a culvert. The girl's grandfather, Beryl Walters, and her aunt, Shannon Walters, were rescued by quick-thinking men in the area. On Thursday, they were said to be at home recuperating. Beryl Walters has still not been found. Manhunt underway for gunmen who killed a St. Thomas construction worker. The police in St. Thomas are on the hunt for gunmen who attacked and killed 44-year-old construction worker Rohan Hills of Albion in the parish on Thursday. Hills, who was employed to China Harbor Engineering Company, was shot dead at a cook shop in the community. Reports are that he was inside ordering food when several explosions were heard. Hills was later seen on the floor with gunshot wounds. The police say a licensed firearm holder challenged the attackers, and one of them is believed to be injured. MOU signed for development of North Coast Highway project. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark yesterday signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the International Finance Corporation as the first step towards the entity's provision of advisory services for development of the North Coast Highway. The IFC is the private sector arm of the World Bank and is expected to help with the structuring and the tendering of the project. The public investment project will involve expansion of the North Coast Highway with the construction of an additional 2 lanes from Sea Castles to Miami Bay. Dr. Clark says the project will be procured through an open, competitive, and transparent process and will involve an investment value of $93 to $120 billion. Yesterday, acting leader of government business in the Senate, Matthew Samuda, noted that a competitive process was being used to select contractors for the project as it is funded solely by the government. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.